Sometimes I go inside my computer. I go deep into my computer. Get lost in my computer. And I run across some old files. I looked at a video that I had. It had the lyrics and the music. It was a video of Fuller House. Miss Jepsen was singing it. You can see the lyrics on the screen of the video. You can see the people from the show. I grew up with Full House, and then they came with a reboot around 2015, and it's been like 20 or 30 years, and out of nowhere they came back. No Mary Kate and Ashley, but nevertheless they came back, and the song gets me every time. The reboot, not a reboot, but the sequel show, Fuller House, is so fun. The theme song is sung by Carly Rae Jepsen. She's the girl that sung that other song, Call Me Maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. This song is so fun. She's fun. The show is fun. It's fun to sing. I've sung it, and every time I do, I get emotional. And I'm not trying to, and sometimes I really, really try not to. La la la. The song of Fuller House, if you've never heard of it, it's so good. The original is good, and the sequel song is good too. The sequel song is, I think it's pretty much the same. Most of it is the same, except it's sung by a girl instead of a guy. Some of the lyrics are a little bit different. Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, even in TV. You know what I'm saying? What happened? You see the three mothers, the three stars of the show, they're dancing around. It's like a dream. The kind of dreams that I have is like this. When people are having a good time and they're full of joy, it's like it's something that you wanna be a part of it, and you don't want it to end. There's a feeling that you can have sometimes in life that says, I don't want to live forever. I don't want this to last too long. But whatever you think that is, it's not what you think it is. Like, really, you actually don't want it to end. But you really gotta get back to that moment where everything is a dream. And when you're in that dream, you never want to leave it. And you don't. It's just that life is so painful, you forget about the dream. And that's why I write it down. That's why I make a video. And that's why I try to talk about it, try to remember. Because if you don't, then you will go down a path that you may never return from. And one of the things that I learned from dreams is that it's so easy to forget them. You go to bed at night, you sleep on your bed, and you wake up in the morning, and it's gone. And most of the time, you don't even know that you knew. It's almost like you didn't dream at all, and maybe you didn't, but it's like subconsciously, subliminally, like maybe you did. But nevertheless, it's like you might remember it, but in a few minutes, you'll forget. If you don't write it down, you may forget. Some dreams you might remember, but a lot of dreams you don't. And that tells me that life is kind of like that. It's like it's a parable. It's an illustration. It's an analogy. Like it's helps us remember the bigger picture of everything and life and eternity and everything that might be, could be, life or afterlife or whatever that we call this reality. It's like we are reminded of the pattern every day that you want to remember. And if you don't remember, then what's the point? Like, seriously, like, what's the point of living if you don't remember you're living? If you don't remember the moment, then what is a moment? If you're always drunk at how, if you're always like lost in the moment and you can't remember it, then what's the point of being in the moment if the moment never happened? Or if you can't go back and remember it? I mean, moments are fun and sometimes you don't remember, and that's okay too, but it's like you want a hero's journey. That's the magic behind the original trilogy of Star Wars. Luke Skywalker had the original saga. I mean, he was in that original trilogy, so he was in the story, and he had the hero's journey with his father and son, and it's so good. It is so good, and the story is good when you can be part of the story. You want to be a part of the story, but if you can't remember the story, then you're not really a part of the story. And I just realized that the subtitle did not change. I thought I changed it. Thought I did it. What happened? Didn't I change the... Thought I did that. Oh, here it is. I wrote it down right here. I wrote it in the wrong place. There it is. Okay, this is what I wanted to highlight. I love Fuller House and Full House. Didn't realize. I wasn't even paying attention. That's okay. I love Full House. I love Fuller House. I love a lot of things, and I like to memorize that. I like to put that out there and into the stars. I want people to know who you are, who I am, and everything. And I think there's a lot there that could be said, and it's powerful and emotional, and I'm against the bad aspects of emotionalism if it's driving you off a cliff, which your emotions can. Definitely, it gets the best of you, the best of us. Emotionalism, your feelings, your moods, it can carry you away, especially when you're too close to a situation, and it's unfortunate, but it happens to me. It happens to you, but on the other hand, at the same time, it's like emotions and the spiritual aspect of it, your heart, your soul, your mind, but mostly your heart, your gut, is so powerful, and music is able to tap into that, and it's phenomenal. How do I say? It's spectacular. Yeah, it's so good. It's so worth getting to know and tapping into. And science can only do so much, but I like science because it's like it helps us try to understand the relationship that we have with the world, and like the physical aspects of the world, and there's like the stuff that we see, and then there's stuff that we don't see, and it's really interesting how different things affect different things. And then some scientists, they do studies where they're like wondering if we do something and you're observing it, does that affect the experiment, the scientific experiment, the test? And sometimes people feel like it might be, and that's a theory that people have. That's like it's like you're observing it, and so it's like it's changing it somehow. And I don't know exactly if that's true or not, but I do know that there's definitely a lot of stuff that we don't know. We don't know a lot about all of this stuff and the relationships between the physical world and the invisible aspects to the world and to everything that we see, and especially the stuff that we don't see. And I say and I recommend that you start with your own life. You definitely should start with your own life. That's what I say. And go from there. Use that as a starting point and go from there. And that's why I spend a lot of time focusing on the stuff that I know, and I definitely know that I love Fuller House. I love Full House. I love Boy Meets World. I love Girl Meets World. I like Star Trek. I like Star Wars. I like Nintendo. I like Sony. I'm starting to like Dragon Ball. I like Pokemon. I like a lot of things. I can talk all day about the Power Rangers and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Beetleborg is okay, a knockoff of the Power Rangers. And then there was another one where they hop into the computers. They get small like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and they hop into the computers to fight like they're like Power Rangers inside computers. And I forget what that one was called. And there's all these shows and all these movies and all these things and all these people. And I love it. And I'm not telling you to like what I like, but I'm telling you that whatever is holding your heart will direct your life. Good or bad, it has a hold on you, and the best thing you can do is recognize that it's driving you. You gotta write it down. You gotta talk about it, because it's part of your identity, and it's meaningful, it's powerful to know the fundamental aspects to your soul, the foundation, where you came from, who you are. It's so beautiful. It's so necessary to recognize. Just the recognition alone is worth breathing. Bottom line. Even if you don't do anything else, just the mere recognition of your own fundamental spirit and heart of who you are, the aspects therein, it's everything. It's everything. And why would you want to take that away from yourself?